This is Missions Pulse on Family Life. Mondays during the Noon Report, we spotlight the ministries that are making a difference where you live, across the country, and around the world. Today we're spotlighting the work of Child Evangelism Fellowship, which has been sharing the gospel with boys and girls since 1937. Our guest is the Vice President of CEF, Fred Pry. Here's some of our conversation. Summertime is prime time to reach young people with the gospel. I don't know what it is, the weather or what, but if you would, just to begin, talk about the impact that Christian camps have, whether it be 5-day clubs or good news clubs or backyard Bible clubs. That's how I met Jesus, was through a backyard Bible club. Vacation Bible schools, another great one. Just talk about this time of year and how crucial it is at reaching young people with the gospel.
Absolutely. You know, it is an exciting time. I'm so thrilled to hear that you came to Christ through a backyard Bible club.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a wonderful place for children, especially during that school break. And a lot of times they're at home, they don't know what to do. And going to a 5-day club or a vacation Bible school or a camp, it's a wonderful thing. In fact, I have fond memories of going to a Christian camp. And it was a great place to grow in my faith, even though we have a society that communicates through social media in all kinds of ways. And yet it's reported that kids feel so lonely.
Yeah.
And so having a time where they can actually join and gather with one another, be encouraged, have fun together, and hear biblical truths that will change their life forever has such an impact on their lives.
Yeah, you mentioned social media. I just find that so ironic that this technology that was supposed to improve our communication and bring us together has had the opposite effect. It's created these islands and loneliness out there, and kids think that's the real world. That's not the real world. Go to a Christian camp. That's the real world. But I wanted to ask you about social media because it's so prevalent in young people's life. Is that making it harder, Fred, to reach young minds for Christ? How are we able to make the Christian faith relevant when there's so much out there competing when it comes to digital distractions?
Oh, that is something that I know it's on parents' hearts and minds. Too much screen time is very detrimental. And what CEF has done is actually we've said, hey, there's some good alternatives. I believe God gives us all kinds of things in life that allow us to use those things for good, but we have to recognize that Satan can use those things for evil as well. Yeah. So we have to look at technology and say, okay, how does God want us to use this to effectively communicate and reach this next generation for Christ? And social media is one of those things. We have a Unite channel on YouTube for kids. There's some videos there. We have a kids app, and all these things are using technology to share the gospel, to communicate with those boys and girls that are on screens, to make a difference for good and not let evil reign.
Yeah. When I was growing up, actual Bible teachers would come into the public schools and talk about Jesus in the public school setting. Do they still do that in school?
Yes, it has changed a little bit over time. Basically, we have two forms of ministry in our schools: after-school good news clubs, but also we do release times in CEF. We continue to do them. Generally, the rule is they must be taken off campus or at least off school grounds. So sometimes they're on buses. They go to a local church or a community center, and we do a release time, which is an hour each week as well. And so that's happening around this country. CEF is worldwide, and there are education departments of countries that are saying, we want religious education in our schools, and we're inviting CEF to come in, use their curriculum, and actually come into the school and teach the boys and girls about God and His Word.
Yeah, Bible to School, which is doing such great work. And the lady who runs that was telling me how some of these superintendents and principals are saying, boy, boy, since you've come into our school, we have noticed such a difference in the kids' behavior and academic performance since you've been doing these outreach programs in the school. So even if you're not taking it from a Christian perspective, a lot of even the secular school administrators are saying, please keep doing what you're doing because the kids' behavior and academic performance is changed because of this.
That's absolutely true. We've had principals say to us, it has made such a difference in their school setting and in the lives of the children as a whole, but in specific children. They've come to us and said, hey, this child was in my office all the time. And now, because they've attended Good News Club, which was a last resort, they said, hey, can we get permission from the parent to send this child to Good News Club? And it made a difference. Yeah. And they testify to the difference.
Yeah.
So it's just wonderful.
Well, you know what else is wonderful? It just seems to be a Jesus resurgence among Gen Zers and millennials in particular. There was a recent Barna study out, Fred, I'm sure you saw it, but for young men especially, this is true. People seem to be coming to Christ in droves on college campuses, the revivals that are breaking out. I wonder if there's discipleship to follow this up. Does CEF do much in terms of getting these new believers plugged into the local church after these conversion experiences?
Oh, absolutely. CEF is not the church. We're part of the church, absolutely, but we are not the church. And that's why our purpose statement is to evangelize, disciple, and the third one is establish boys and girls in a local Bible-believing church for Christian living.
Yeah, you know, we talked about this big summertime, and there's so many young people that come to Christ through the camping experience. I met my wife through summer camps. I got to ask you this, because it just seems to me, we talked about digital influences of social media. Is camping still a big thing? Is it still going strong, or have we seen that kind of drop off in recent years?
You know, once someone experiences camp, especially if parents experienced it and had a great experience with it, they really do want their own children to attend. And we actually see it still going strong in America especially, but even around the world. Mm-hmm. And there's something different that happens as a camp. I mentioned it earlier, but it's just a different mentality. Kids are experiencing some new things, especially when we get the opportunity to take kids out of the inner city and take them into the rural areas, and they get to experience maybe hiking or fishing or canoeing or rock climbing or whatever it is for the very first time. They say, this is an amazing thing to experience God's creation. Of course, God's creation is a perfect way to share who God is through his creation. And so camping is a wonderful time.
I can't think of a time I was closer to Jesus than through a VBS program or a backyard Bible club or some kind of a camp experience. I can still see that young college student who led me to Christ in the living room of my home growing up as a result of those backyard Bible clubs. And I know there are millions and millions of people, Fred, who have similar testimonies. So thank you so much for the work you do at CEF and making faith real and personal to so many young people. God bless you, sir. Thanks again. I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you.
That is Fred Pry with Child Evangelism Fellowship for this week's edition of Missions Pulse. Mondays during the Noon Report, we spotlight ministries that are making a difference where you live, across the country and around the world.